在上一集中，安娜的闺蜜贝基也惨遭了杀人魔的毒手，在约克一行人面前惨死。不过，她还是留下了重要的线索。约克和艾米丽通过共同的调查，把目标放在了动机可疑的 AG 餐厅老板尼克身上，一切再次扑朔迷离。夜晚，约克再次找到了破烂厂的老将军，帮他寻找汽车零件，以便修复跑车。那之后，他睡了12个钟头，早上蹭饭去了。大家心情多少有点被影响。
That Willie is one smart pooch, isn't he?
He certainly is. And speaking of smart, those twins are pretty bright too. Birds of a feather play together.
Willie? Oh, you mean Kaysen's dog? Well, a smart dog is still a dog. A human is obviously a lot smarter.
You really think so, George? I can think of a few police dogs that do a better job than their coworkers.
You're right. And dogs have no ambitions nor prejudices either.
Well said, Emily. They can be just as smart or smarter than humans at times.
Can we stop talking about dogs now? Some of us are trying to eat.
George, let me guess. You're scared of dogs?
Oh, well, you see...
Not another word, Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Nothing to be ashamed about, George. We all have our weaknesses.
Like me. I can't stand spiders myself. Just looking at one makes me cringe. Those movies with them scare me too.
Like Spider-Man?
No, I was talking about, arachnophobia.
No need to get all defensive now, is there, Zach? I thought both of them were pretty good, actually.
下午，约克独自来到了缪斯美术馆，与戴安见面。两个人聊到了那幅神秘的画。
If you don't mind me asking, where is he now?
This is all ancient history. The woods, the pure little girl, my respect for my father. And why do you have this painting?
I found it in the gallery, and it struck me as a little strange. Anything, even the smallest thing, can help me with the investigation.
I truly doubt this painting would have anything to do with your investigation.
On the back it says, Guardian of the Art Gallery. That's you, right?
You're wrong, Agent York. That is me in the painting, but the Guardian of the Art Gallery that it refers to is not me. This was drawn by my father. He certainly wasn't a talented artist, but I was so happy when he gave me this painting. I used to love this painting so much. I wanted to hang it by the entrance of the gallery so everyone would see it. That way this painting would, in a sense, guard the gallery.
But it was locked up in a small room. Not a nice way to treat the Guardian. No, that'll be it. Apologies for prying and for bringing out this painting.
It's okay. It's nice to be able to talk about the past every so often. Here, take this. It's a small gift.
Zach, they say you have to look at the big picture. That was a painting of a little girl that was locked up in a gallery filled with paintings of trees. She'd be Alice if this was Wonderland.
晚上22点是 AG 餐厅关门的时候，约克和艾米丽、汤马斯等人约好了开车跟踪尼克，调查他的行踪。还剩不到1个钟头，约克来到了恐怖银河酒吧，与汤马斯交流片刻。卡罗尔正在演唱自己的代表作。此时一行人内心都非常的紧张。终于22点了，一行人准备开始行动。
Nick's still in the bar.
Just as we planned then. I wonder what happens next.
Agent York, you're really enjoying this, aren't you? I have to admit, I envy that.
Agent York, Nick is leaving the bar.
What about Diane?
She isn't here tonight.
Emily, check that with George.
George, can you hear me? Nick's leaving the bar. What's happening with Diane?
No movement. Tell me what to do here.
Stay put, George. I'm thinking Nick will head to the gallery. Let's meet up there.
10-4. Copy that.
Agent York, it's Nick.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's go.
Okay. Time to play with the big boys, Nick.
天空如同撕破的口子，大雨倾盆。约克一行人小心谨慎地跟踪着尼克的车，不得不说，这过程太漫长了。终于开过了大半个雨林镇，就在接近美术馆的地方，意外出现了。
We'd all have halos by now if I was driving.
I think someone's putting a curse on all the cars I drive recently.
Agent York, Nick's getting away.
Don't worry, time to get serious. Hold on, you two, this might get bumpy. Is Nick here? George.
No, he hasn't showed up here.
What about Diane? Any movement?
No action here at all. Did something happen?
Yes, a little. But George, something's different about you. Are you okay?
Actually, I had a little drink while I was waiting. This is my first murder case, after all. I'm on edge, and I needed one. It was only a little, though. I'm still in control.
Zach, Nick and Diane are probably both inside. George, you're sure you didn't see Nick?
Positive. I haven't taken my eyes from the entrance all night.
Not that I don't trust you, George, but I'm positive Nick is here. Is there another entrance?
Not that I know of.
Well, I'll go look for one. Help me out if you can, would you?
此时已经是午夜，外加上暴雨倾盆，约克再次遇到了无限钻出的暗影怪物。美术馆的后门已经被红色植物缠绕封锁，他来到了一个小屋中。
Emily, I want you guys to...
Wait out here, I know. I'm not gonna fight you about this anymore. But promise me this. If there's trouble, then you'll call us in, okay? You might not think so, but we're a team.
A team?
That's what I think, at least, and I'm interested in you and Zach. I don't want anything to happen to you before I hear more about you two.
此时，约克的内心多了一份温暖。只不过，在这个地下通道中，恐怖的暗影怪物无处不在。
Zach, did you hear that? She wants to know more about you. Isn't that a nice surprise? Amazing.
即使拥有强大的支线武器，也才勉强撑住。找到一个通风口时，晦气的东西出现了。 终于，约克来到另一侧的梯子处，爬上去就是美术馆的内部了。可是这里也同样被污染了。
This is the entrance hall.
“有一棵之前在锯木厂中见过的恐怖红树再次出现，上边有3颗苹果，代表着不同的谜题。约克逐一完成了解谜，怪物们如雨后蚯蚓一般涌现。
You? What are you doing here? So it was you. Much more astonishing than I imagined. I'm impressed. No! Don't! I'm not gonna stop! Ah!
在来到了另一侧的地下通道后，约克遭遇了更多的隐形暗影怪物。终于突破重围，来到了美术馆的正中央。
Nick. Huh?
Agent Morgan, where are you? Answer me! Come on, open up!
Diane?
George, call for assistance with the body.
Wait! She's still alive.
Diane, don't move. Don't move your hands and stay still.
George, it's no good. It won't budge.
Emily, stand back.
There's not enough time. George! Catch us!
Thomas! Call an ambulance!
What? What?
Agent York, George, are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. I think I'm too old to be an acrobat, though.
Diane looks okay too. She should be able to tell us who did this to her.
God, I hope so. But you, George, quite a catch. I'm impressed. Hmm?
George? Diane.
Oh, yeah. What a beautiful beach. The reaching one who feel off is the many direction. Combinating in sharp voices, slide away into nothingness, inspiring a truly deep eroticism in all who clear. Every woman will find herself about being penetrated by those sharp voices. This piece evokes unimaginable desire. And yet, this is far more than a wooden piece of art. It is a piece of masterpiece by elegant
Diane?
themselves. Come closer. Bathe in its beauty.
Diane! Stop right there, Nick. You're under arrest for the attempted murder of Diane Ames. Huh.
Back off! Don't touch me!
Diane, no! Move!
Emily, hurry! I requested, and
Thomas will need a body bag, too. Nick, quiet.
Can you hear that?
Hmm?
I think he wants us to follow him. Shall we follow Zach?
一切发生的太突然，戴安·安姆斯惨死于红色雕塑之下，而艾米丽和汤马斯·乔治等人都被吓得不轻。只不过此时，凯森的狗狗威利似乎闻到了什么气味，想要引领约克去某个地方。于是约克耐心地跟随着他调查，终于在一个隐蔽的房间中发现了不对劲儿的地方。
Willie, are you out there?
Kaysen, what are you doing in there?
York, is that you? Thank God. I can't get this door open. Can you unlock it from your side?
Kaysen, stand away from the door.
Where's Diane? And what are you doing here?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Well, let's just say I have my reasons, you know, private reasons. I don't really have to tell you, do I?
Actually, you do. Diane just died a moment ago.
What?
You're not just a key witness now. You're now a suspect. And you need to tell me exactly what you were doing here.
Well, I just came here to talk with Diane, to have a conversation.
And I suppose that kiss mark on your cheek is from your conversation.
This was just a spur-of-the-moment thing.
Which is exactly what killed Diane.
Okay. I came here to be with Diane. You happy now? We've been together before, a couple times. It's one of the reasons why I like coming to this town, see? This time is no different. I bumped into her in a bar in Seattle. I had some holiday coming up. Well, so I just took it and I drove her back here. I have a wife, you know, but we've been separated for a while. We're going through a divorce right now, and I don't want her lawyer finding out. Anyway, how could I kill Diane if I was in a room locked from the outside? 2 hours ago, me and Diane, we were taking it easy, drinking upstairs. We were, you know, enjoying ourselves. Then Nick had to show up. Well, then Diane had a sudden change of heart. She locked me up in here. I've just been here, waiting for her to come back, of course, but she didn't. I heard footsteps a couple of times, but they just passed by. Well, then I couldn't wait anymore, so I let Willie here out through the window. Then you showed up instead of Diane.
安娜的事情还没查清，又接连死了2个女性受害者，约克的心里五味杂陈。走出美术馆，不经意间，乔治叫住了约克。
Agent Morgan. York. Do you have a moment?
What is it, George?
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Do you have any time later?
Can't we just do it here?
If possible, I'd like to go to a bar. Of course, we don't really have to.
A bar? Now that sounds like a good idea. Zach, what do you think? We can go drinking with George, or turn him down and head back to the hotel.
于是2个人来到了恐怖银河酒吧。
George, that scar on your cheek. Where did you get it?
This? Didn't I tell you? Well, it's not from work. I got it when I was a kid.
A childhood injury. Tree climbing? I used to get a few scrapes myself climbing the big tree in our backyard. I used to climb it a lot, and fall out of it a lot.
This wasn't anything like that, though. It was my mother. She did it.
I'm sorry, George.
Don't worry. It's ancient history. The world is flooded with unreasonable violence. The strong overpower the weak, adults over children, men over women, and criminals over their victims. I have no memories of my father. He left before I knew him. My mother would hit me every time I asked why. And it didn't stop there. If I ate too slow, left my shoes scattered around, TV volume too loud, she found reasons to hit me. Hit me bad. The worst was what she called the tree punishment. She'd whip my back with these thin tree branches like a whip.
Please, Mama. I won't do it again. That hurts, Mama. I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry.
Tree punishment was definitely the worst, I tell you. Just hearing those words used to make me shiver and want to pass out. And that's why I didn't want to show you those scars on my back. Every time after the tree punishment, she'd always say the same thing. This is hurting the tree more than it is hurting you. And me, being a naive, dumb kid, I believed her. I went to the woods to apologize to the trees. I kept asking myself, why is she hurting me this way? I thought long and hard about it. In the end, I've just figured I'm weaker than her. That's why. It's the law of Mother Nature at work. The strong eat the weak.
But now, you have the power to protect the weak.
That's right. Perhaps I should thank my mother for guiding me into this line of work. York. I've been an arrogant fool, haven't I? And if it weren't for me, both Becky and Diane would still be alive. I could have saved them both. You know, It's almost like they died because of me.
You're out of your mind.
I invited you to this bar for a drink. But I guess this bar is my confession chamber. And I wanted you to listen. And to tell you, well, you must already hate me for causing all these problems and not following your orders. York, I'm sorry. I'll follow your orders from now on. You'll have my total cooperation.
George, you've been as cooperative as you can be. You even invited an FBI guy to a bar for drinks. You've done a good job protecting this town. And the folks here respect you for that. Nobody can blame you for anything.
Thanks. I do feel a little better.
Hey, Carol. Becky is dead. Diane, too. We've got Nick in custody as a suspect.
Nick didn't do it.
I know. Carol, you took a locket from Diane, didn't you? A locket with this mark on it.
I'm busy, gotta go.
Sorry to keep you waiting, boys.
Zack, Emily is already a goddess of the forest.
Let's forget work for a bit and drink a little, shall we?
York, why is she here?
I just thought the more the merrier. You know, to relax and get loose. Is this a problem?
No, of course not. Pardon me, Emily, but I'm pooped. I think I'll just call it a night.
George, I just got here and you're walking out on me? I was hoping the three of us could have a drink and let out a little steam.
I'm afraid I've already had enough. And I already had a good man-to-man with York. So I'll see you guys.
I think George likes you, but he's avoiding you all at the same time.
How astute.
There's a reason?
Nothing worth going into. It's a thing of the past. Okay, he did ask me out when I first came to town. I was still in high school. But I never really considered him my type. And there's the age gap thing, too. I respect him, of course. I wouldn't have taken this job otherwise.
So, did you move to this town alone?
Of course not. I came with my parents.
Tell me about them, then.
Sure, why not? My dad dealt in stocks in New York. He was hardly at home when I was a kid, always working. Those pieces of paper were far more important to him than I was. Which is no different now, really. I don't see much of him. My mother? Totally different story. A wonderful person that I still respect. She was always kind and understanding. Not only that, but she would always help me find my way. She could be fierce, too, scolding me if I took a wrong step. We had our battles, sure, but all in all, she was a wonderful mother.
Past tense?
Yeah, she's gone now. Cancer, just before I graduated high school. She gave this to me just before she died. I take it with me wherever I go. It's what I treasure most.
I'm sure she's very proud of you.
I had a good time tonight. Good night.
See you tomorrow.
York.
Yes.
Please, don't lie to us, okay?
I won't. Don't worry. I won't.
在约克与艾米丽分别后，再次回到了大陆厂旅店，撰写案件分析。我们来分析一下目前的情况。从奥利维亚的证词到贝基的日记，尼克和戴安成了我们新的调查对象。首先，贝基把一个盒子通过双胞胎给了戴安，因为安娜和贝基遇害时，尼克都有不在场的证据。于是，跟踪尼克来到美术馆后，戴安成为了新的受害者。他被吊到美术馆的上方，胸部被割开了一个大口子，舌头也同样被咬掉了。只不过戴安当时还活着，也就是说，凶手行凶的时间刚过去没多久。就在美术馆附近，某个在场的人很可能就是凶手。最大的嫌疑人是凯森，可是他据称被戴安反锁在房间中的地窖里，而且还听到了靴子走路的声音，这可以确定是在场的尼克。可是尼克又被某人打晕了，所以说案件现在愈发复杂，至少没有足够的证据能断定是哪一个人干的。不过可以确信的是，那个秘密的盒子现在就在卡罗尔手里。
Zach, what did you think about George pouring his heart out? I was surprised. It's the end of a monarchy. And he called me York instead of Agent Morgan.
就在约克感到困惑的时候，一个熟悉的人突然出现了。
Emily? What's going on? Do you know what time it is?
I'm sorry. I couldn't sleep, so I was drinking alone.
My mother was a very kind woman. She always smiled so brightly. Baked cakes and cookies every day. She'd say that I needed the sugar because I spent so much time thinking. My father was always quiet. We never talked much. He was a federal agent, just like me. And he was hardly ever at home. The only words he ever had for me were harsh ones. I had a vivid imagination, and I remember he once said this to me. There are plenty of crazy things in this world. You don't have to go dreaming them up. And it's my job to make sense out of them. One day you'll understand what I'm saying. I found out later that my father was one of the first to ever use criminal profiling to catch bad guys. And so now I'm doing exactly the same job that he did. Like father, like son.
Can I ask you something?
Shoot.
Mind if it's something personal?
Fire away.
Who's Zach?
Zach is a friend of mine.
Oh, so you do have friends.
Yeah. He's my only friend.
What kind of person is he then?
Well, I've never seen his face. But he is always with me, and we discuss everything.
When did you become friends?
A long time ago. Back when I was a child. I was 7. I woke up one morning to hear my mother crying in the living room. This wasn't normal, so I headed in to see her. My father was there pointing a gun at my mother. I was so scared. I closed my eyes, so I don't remember much more. But I do remember the words my father said to me. At times we must purge things from this world because they should not exist. Even if it means losing someone that you love. When I came back to my senses, they were both dead. He shot my mother and then killed himself.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. Zach's with me. It was around that time that we became friends. I'm here. I'm with you, he said. I'll be here always. We can get through this together. Quite aside from that terrible scene in front of me, that voice seemed to make me calmer. And here we are, working together, getting through things. This is the first time I've ever told anyone about this. I wonder if Zach will get angry.
That's a sad story. But I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I'm sure there was a reason for what your father did.
I know. I think maybe I became an agent to find out why he did what he did.
Oh yeah, York, I forgot to thank you.
Thank me? For what?
You saved my life. If you didn't save me at the gallery, I would have died along with Diane.
No need to thank me for that. I'm pretty useless. I couldn't save Becky. I couldn't save Diane.
What did you just say? Useless? I was never expecting to hear you say that. Huh. There might be a modest guy in you after all.
Finally, you noticed? You're a little slow, aren't you?
Maybe hopeless, but not useless.
Zach, do you think Emily got home safely? Anyway, I think it's more serious of a situation than I thought. Do you remember? Our conversation with Emily. She's really interested in you. I think she's starting to have certain feelings for you. If that's the case, Zach, you and I are rivals. This is a very serious situation indeed. Well, if it comes to that, let it be a fair fight. Agreed?
Thomas! Thomas! Let me out of here! Come on, please! Just for a moment. 1 second. I hate it in here, Thomas. I think I'm going mad. I know you're there! Come on, please! Thomas! 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 Thomas!
与此同时，在恐怖银河酒吧中，某些秘密也在浮出水面。